Hey everyone, this is Germ, and today is another episode of College Pro Tips. In case you're not familiar with the series, I, as a fairly recent graduate of college, give out some advice for people who are maybe going into their freshman or sophomore year of college, and maybe they can benefit from something that I went through or that I experienced or that I did pretty well in. So I am very eager to help out. I like helping people out. Today I want to talk to you guys about your professor again. Now, I just had a video recently about your professors and how you should treat your relationship with them, but today I wanted to focus on another facet of that, and that is visiting your professor in their office hours and office visits. Now, this is kind of something different to high school. If you just came out of high school, this is something you may not be used to at all. Most professors have at least a couple hours a week where they are in their office somewhere on campus, and they are available to meet with students, or maybe they're grading papers or stuff like that, but they are available. You can make an appointment and you can come in and you can meet them, and you can meet with them. And a lot of people don't really take them up on this, and I think it's a real shame, because it might seem like it's just a way for you to do more work. It might seem like more homework, but remember, you have to get the mentality out of your head. This is not high school anymore. This is college. College is different. College is you learning how to be an adult, you taking the initiative, and you getting everything you can. So if you're serious, then you definitely need to go visit your professor in their office. Even if you are doing really well in their classes, if you meet with them, you could get the inside scoop on upcoming projects. You could get their feedback on things you're working on right now. You can basically just get special attention. And if that doesn't sound fair to you, it's totally fair, because everyone can try out for this. Like, everyone can try to meet with their professor in their office. You probably will be able to without a whole lot of problem, because unless you go to a college where the professors each have like 200, 300 students in a class, chances are the professor will have time to meet with you. Maybe not even on a weekly basis, but they might be able to meet with you every 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so. And that can be useful, because if you are showing an initiative, if you are showing your professor that you're willing to put in work, I mean, I've said all this before, none of this should be a surprise, but if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to go out of your way to take time out of maybe your free time during the day to go meet with them, they will respect that. They will respect you. And when it comes time to grade things, when it comes time to assign project partners, everything like that, I don't want to say like they'd give you preferential treatment like they're playing favorites, but they will help you succeed. They will do what it takes to help set you up to succeed, because they know you really want to. They know you're not just slacking or bumming around for a couple years on your parents' money or on some student loans that you're going to have to pay back later. They can see that you're serious. And if you're serious, like I said in the video before, most professors, if not, like, I'm assuming probably 99%. I know I hate throwing out statistics that I have no way to prove, but based on my experience, I'm going to guess 95 to 99% of professors will love to help you if you're showing the initiative. So go visit them in their office. Also, unlike high school, you have a little more wiggle room when it comes to negotiating grades. If you feel like maybe a professor didn't understand a project of yours or a paper or something, or you have a point you'd like to make, like not in a complaining way, not in a just throwing your grievances out there way, but if you think you have a legitimate point you'd like to bring up about a grade you received, go talk to your professor in their office. They may not like it when you're trying to grab them after class. They're probably heading to another class after that, or they have a meeting or something. Unless they have another class right after that in the same room, they probably don't really want to take the time to talk to you about that right now. Not because they don't want to help you, but just because they've got other things going on and they want you to be respectful of their time, which is very reasonable. So go by and visit them in their office, and you can talk to them. You can explain to them why you feel like you should have gotten a better grade, or you feel like maybe a point of theirs was unjust or something like that. And I'm not saying they're going to agree with you all the time, and you may not get your grade switched, but again, at least they'll know that you're willing to put in the effort, that you're not just concerned about a grade. You want to make sure that they understand that you are putting forth effort, that you are putting good work in, and I know they'll respect that. They'll respect that when it comes time for future grading, or maybe even on the project or paper you're talking to them about. They might be willing to give you a little more leeway because they see that your intentions are good. I remember I had an English professor. I took dual enrollment for my last 2 years of high school, so I shaved my first year of regular college off, and I was taking dual enrollment at a community college, and I took most of my general education classes there. One that I did not was a literature class. I waited to take that literature class till I went to college. I don't really know why. It just didn't get done. And it wasn't a big deal because I was taking plenty of other classes. It's not like I was slacking. I just didn't get around to doing this particular one. So I had to take a literature class in college. No big deal. I've always been a huge reader. I always have loved classic literature. I'm a fairly good writer. I'm a decent public speaker. So I thought I was going to have no problem. Well, it didn't quite work out that way. The professor and I just kind of had different viewpoints on a lot of things. And he wasn't a mean guy. He was a great guy. I got along with him fine. But when it came to class things, his perspective when reading and talking about and writing about literature was a lot different than mine. And as a result, initially, I was getting very poor grades on all my papers. I would do pretty well on the tests. I could talk about everything in class, but when it came to something more subjective, and that is writing a paper, then I just wasn't doing as well. And so I went and visited him in his office and I talked to him about it, and it really just turned out that he was approaching things from a certain perspective and I was approaching them from a different one, and he just hadn't thought about it from my perspective before, and he didn't mark up any of my papers because of that. But after the visit in his office, my papers after that, I don't really think I got much better at writing them necessarily, but he started grading them slightly more leniently, not because he was just giving me a free pass, but because he was acknowledging that I took the time to come talk to him and explain my line of thinking. And if even if he didn't totally understand or totally agree with my line of thinking, he respected it, and he respected the fact that I was willing to put in the effort to let him know that, and I wasn't just complaining or throwing a fit about my grade. So I highly encourage you to do that. Again, like I said in a previous video, your professors, most if not all of your professors, they really want to help you succeed if you really want to do the work it takes to succeed. So thank you guys. If you have any questions, please leave them as a comment or send them to me as a message, and I'll do my best to answer them in an upcoming video. Other than that, have a great day.